everyone. Hopefully the sound will come out on this. I wanted to bring you outside today because it's a gorgeous day. This is Crow Indigo Tarot, and I realize I'm not posting on a regular enough schedule to really build this channel, but every now and again I feel like reading for you, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little reading and enjoy the sunshine out here on my screen porch. So let's see if I can do this. I was thinking about waxing moon energy, and I was reading a very interesting book the other day about moon magic and the cycles of the moon and how best to align our efforts with the energy of the moon. And I'll put the name of the book in the notes because I don't remember right now, but I just picked it up the other day, and I was reading about the waxing moon, which is where we are right now. And so I thought today we would focus on that energy of building, of growing, of doing the work, which is the way this book has described it. You know, in a waxing moon, as the moon is growing back toward full, it's the best time for magics that look to grow things in your life. What do you want to increase? And that's where your focus should rest at this time of the cycle of the moon. And so I wanted to look now at the cards and see if there's any guidance from Spirit here for us with regard to growth in our life and the work we need to do. So we're going to just do 4 card pull today. Keep it short. Hopefully this video is recording properly. I guess you'll know if you're watching it. It came out okay. And I want to look at where we need to be focusing right now. Where our energies are best spent at this time. Where we're on the right path. And how do we support ourselves so that we can do the work that needs doing? So what needs our attention is coming through as judgment right now. This is looking at the situation realistically, pragmatically, understanding that everything is a balance and there is a cost, and determining if that is a cost that you're willing to pay to move in the direction you want to move in. It's a kind of a peaceful energy right now. It doesn't feel like it's tumultuous. What's coming through on that card is sort of, I don't want to say resignation, because that to me has a bit of a negative connotation, like a giving up. It's not that. It's more of an energy of acceptance. This is the situation, and I am going to make the best of it. And it's interesting to me that the Queen of Swords and the Judgment card are here together because they have a similar feel to me right now. This sort of, it's not personal, this is the way it is, and it is my job to do what needs to be done. That's the kind of energy that's coming through. And there's almost a relief in that it's not emotional. It feels like there's something that has been quite emotional, a situation that you need to deal with, that you've been up in your head, you've been in your heart, and now it's a little more clear, and it may not be the ideal outcome that you prefer, but you accept it. The Page of Cups coming through here, this feels a lot like, you know, you need to have the eyes of a child or the eyes of a beginner. It's being open to some emotional situation that calls for a certain amount of innocence in a way. So where you're needing to lay down the law, accept what is, and move forward, I have this feeling of that is helped along by dropping a lot of your assumptions. You may have built up kind of an outer thick skin of I know what the situation is, I've been here before, almost a cynicism, definitely a skeptical kind of approach to life. And this energy that's coming through is saying, where it's possible, shed that now. Let it down. Let those guards down. Let your mind be open to accepting the small wonders in each day. Because there's a beauty in that you've been too far removed from for too long. Whatever battles you've been fighting have made you really tough, emotionally guarded, and there's something about this time and the work you're meant to be doing now which requires you to open again, to let in the experience of life. Where you're on the right track here with the Three of Pentacles, you're surrounding yourself with the people that you need to have around you. I realize there's a lot of glare there, so let me hold it up so you can see it. You're aligning yourself already with the people that you need to help you along in the work that you need to do. A lot of times we aren't able to accomplish what we want to accomplish all by ourselves. And although we may be sometimes tempted to do that because it's a little easier than dealing with other personalities, it looks like whether you realize it or not, you're already aligning yourself with some folks that are going to help you build what you need built. You see how it's a beautiful imagery. The flower is made out of bricks. So it's, something fragile that's actually quite sturdy. It's coming through to me here. So what you think is maybe fragile is actually stronger than you think. And these helpers, one of them has a brick and one of them has a hammer. And they've come and they're helping to build this. So you're not alone. You have the people around you may not appear to be helpers, but they truly are. So think about that and the work that you need to do right now in your life. Whatever is sort of occurring to you as I'm talking might be the work that you're focused on. Who already in your life could help you with that? Could help you build this resilient, positive outcome that you're looking for. And what you need to do to support yourself in this work, the Queen of Swords, observe, be discerning. This is a very interesting image as well. It's like her own reality that she has here, separated from the reality below. And all of the birds, the imagery of the being untethered, but this structure she's sitting on is tethered. She's looking out toward the future. Queen of Swords energy here, I think, aside from the imagery on the card, is sort of that discernment, determining the truth and upholding it, even when that isn't what people want to hear. That's sort of the energy that I feel there. But I am drawn to her blue dress, her blue skirt here, made of feathers. It's as if she's defending these birds. That's how it feels to me. She is the defender of these various birds that live in her structure, that flock to her. She's not a bird herself, though she begins to look like one with the feathered skirt. So is there a situation in your life where something matters to you a great deal and you're outside of it? You aren't a part of this group, or you aren't a part of this religion or this organization, but you are a defender of it. There may be something there for some of you. You identify with a group or an ideology so firmly that you start to become it. That's not a bad thing. It's finding your belonging. Again, sort of going back to these birds over here. They don't look like they would be helpers, but that's exactly what they are. And maybe you don't look like you would be the one to bring progress to a situation, the one to be the defender of a group, but you are. There may be some work there for some of you, that feeling of progressing others' causes and doing what needs to be done. I'm just going to take a look at what's underneath. I feel like looking at what's underneath. See a second layer here for us. Excuse me. There's a bit of pollen out here. So the Seven of Wands. Further energy of that fight, of that defending, the strength involved in standing your ground. And the Death card, which is just beautiful in this deck. Something ends and something begins. And the imagery here is just sort of all of it is interconnected. You know, the beauty of the flower begins in the earth and it grows up and then it returns to the earth. There's a cyclical sense of energy there for me. The Hermit is sort of a quiet, solitary energy and isolation, but chosen isolation where you're considering things, putting yourself at some distance from the world to consider, to learn. I think we've all been in that energy, whether we liked it or not, for some time now, and we now get the choice. Do we want to go back to where we were? Or maybe we've become fond of being on our own. And what do you need? Do you need to support you, to keep your strength, to get you through endings and beginnings, and to help you make that determination of when it is time for you to leave the Hermit energy? It's the King of Cups. It's a very quiet energy. It's solid and it's full of emotional mastery, feeling everything but not being controlled by it. Somewhat of a stoic energy almost. But if you look at this person's face, they don't give much away. And inside, they have all of the memory of their life and what they have been and what they have seen. I think as you're doing your work now, the goal is to use all of what you have experienced in the past to pull you into the next chapter of your life, to inform your work, to keep you grounded in a sense, but also open. What comes to mind at the moment is you've survived all of your bad days. every day that seemed like it would just never end, or it was the worst thing possible. You've made it through that. And that's because of your strength, because of your resilience, because you are able to call on your discernment and your mastery of your strong emotion, your passion, because you give yourself the time away from the world to consider. And now, because you start to realize that those helpers are there. They've been there, maybe in a different context, but they're going to help you now as you move into that next chapter, as you do what needs doing. It's going to be different for all of you. Obviously, it's a collective reading. It's not individual, but whatever it is that needs work now, whatever it is that needs to be built, you're in a beautiful place to do it. Have faith in yourself. That's the message overall. You have everything you need to do what you need to do to achieve what you want to achieve. But you need to give yourself the space and the quiet, the balance to see. And you need to open your heart. That may be the hardest part of this in the week ahead. The weeks ahead, maybe. I think that's what I have today. I hope that it's helpful. I know it's short, maybe a bit cryptic, but that's what was coming through today. So I hope that you are enjoying your day wherever you are. I'm going to get out and enjoy some sun myself. Let me give you a little bit of a... There's so much glare on the cards because there are skylights here, but you can see my backyard. It's a beautiful sunny day. Thanks so much for being here. Blessings.